What does the acquisition process look like for the Air Force? We buy things for ourselves every day and are used to being able to make quick decisions and purchases, but the government has a lot of additional rules and processes that have to be considered in order to properly use taxpayer dollars. Imagine you're sitting at your desk, hard at work, when your commander comes in and tasks you with buying something for your unit. One of the first things that you may think is, what? I don't know where to start. There's a lot of information that needs to be collected before you have a good purchase request package. It may sound too simple, but one of the first things you need to figure out is, what are we really asking for, and what specifications or characteristics does it need to have to accomplish the mission? For that, you may need to ask several different people that are familiar with the requirement for advice. Some of the first questions should be, are we buying a product, a service, or do we need construction? And how much do we think it's going to cost? This will help to narrow down the information that you need and which contracting office will be able to assist you. Probably the most important thing to define is the exact specifications of the item that you need. Think of it like a pair of pants. You could simply ask for just a pair of pants, but there's no telling what you'll end up with. Do you need khakis, jeans? Does it need pockets or zippers? Do buttons need to be added, and does the color matter? You should be as clear as possible without being unnecessarily restrictive. You probably can't ask for Levi's and Wranglers unless you have a good reason and submit a brand name justification. But you could be willing to ask for something exactly like Levi's that's just not that brand. Describing what you want for services is very similar. You need to explain what the end goals are and how the service provider will help you achieve these goals. Do you need someone to cut the grass? First, you want to come up with the standards that the service provider will be held to. What height does the grass need to be? Are there any AFIs or other regulations that need to be followed? One key point is to make sure you aren't too specific on the how. Ultimately, we want to identify the specific task the service provider needs to accomplish, but leave the specifics for how the provider does these things up to them. If they want to cut the grass by pushing a lawnmower by hand or goats, it's up to them, unless the specific regulation dictates, of course. Depending on what you need, you may need to also think about how long you will need it for. Many commercial items or services are one-time buys. However, there are certain items that require longer agreements. Will you need maintenance, warranties, or is this a recurring service? This could dramatically change the price and the method that contracting uses to execute the purchase. Through this whole process, make sure you work closely with your unit's personnel, like your resource advisor or government purchase card holder. Once you have an outline of what you need, they can help you find out if this purchase can be taken care of with the GPC and what the process is for that. They may be able to also help with any required documentation or approvals that you need to get. These are just the basics of what you need to think about once you're told to buy something for your unit. Thinking through these details early will make the entire acquisition process smoother for everyone involved. In the end, you will feel great, your commander will be pleased, and the people at contracting will truly appreciate your effort. As always, your contracting squadron is here to help and answer any questions you may have during the process, so please feel free to reach out.